OKFM 101.7.
Ora Mensa Thompson, Executive Director, Emma ASEPA. Obani mi mwache.
You kwame me job.
Naboko die.
Kwame nyame adom de che.
Ayi Dr. Ayine. Wono wo former deputy attorney general. Na Chief Justice Atweno Ednaba Legal Council. Sir ensem bi a okaye aye post comments on the Supreme Court ruling no. Efa abato a yi mampani John Dada John Dramani Mama e de call ye no. Bi wo a was scandalize the court no. E bi wo so a the dignity of the judiciary no has been brought to disrepute. As he say no ombra wono so e de about 11 page in yano enso akwa koma wo ma he's yet to appear before the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council. Now komo what's it there be kwa ye no hu bibia or something which is there as a mean team.
You kwame me that mama chawo tie for and anopen. Kwame, I feel very proud of a Ghanaian. I feel very proud because in the 2 days, Emram for the first time make kind the response of the learned former Deputy Attorney General Dr. Ayine to the General Legal Council. I felt even more proud as a Ghanaian. Kwame in Pino say ubi okasafa judiciary ne ho na ye cheno for contempt and answer ye say ye do aba to appear before the judiciary for contempt. Ubi akoya no akwakopa acho. Ubi akoya no akwakopa acho. And we have several examples. Sir John's example, Atubigas example, several examples are even during the election petition, no, Dr. Dominic Ayine called a friend on contempt based also for Kokopa job. But I'm very proud that for the first time somebody has been bold enough to make a comment against the judiciary, held before the General Legal Council, and is prepared to stand by his comments. For the first time. And the person is prepared to stand by his comments. This is an exceptional thing and unprecedented. And some of us are very, very happy there. Yura, Ayine, and Kanko Pacho. Now this case is going to travel the full mile so that we can cut the limitations of the judiciary once and for all. Because, how the judiciary came to the naive conclusion there, you bet me after you partner radio on TV so I criticize it or Mampany and a 4-4. We are sorry enough, I radio on TV so I criticize the parliament and the parliamentarian. Now, so judiciary need I do not know how they came to that conclusion. But okay, in Constitution now, Article 1-2 now, also all powers springs from the sovereign will of the people. All powers, including the powers of the judiciary. And all powers are administered in the name of the people of Ghana. The president administers his power in the name of the people of Ghana. Parliament administers their power in the name of the people of Ghana. The judiciary, judges and all members of the judiciary administer their powers in the name of the people of Ghana. Kwame, how can you say you are administering powers in my name, but when things go wrong, I can't talk about it? Or I can criticize you for taking a decision which I totally disagree with.
Mr. Mensah, dear, Mama Matiani said, there is a case law on that. Case law, no, won't to me after a ruling, to me a critique ruling, no, but won't go to the extent of scandalizing the court.
Which aspect of Dr. Ayine's statement scandalized the court?
So what see a crater a masmakin can be a union anaja. One say, Bakuning natural a near ma almost they were skewing things in favor of the ruling government.
Kwame, I watched that CBD program live. In fact, after the matter was reported to the General Legal Counsel, I took my time to go back and listen to the tape again. If Dr. Ayine says all the decisions the court were taking seem to affirm a predetermined position to rule the case in a particular favor, what it means, they say, there were decisions that the court took. For example, the petitioner filed 9 different applications. Motion to serve interrogatories denied. Motion to request documents denied. Motion to inspect documents denied. You know, interrogatories, you know, to subpoena the electoral commission to be in the witness, the electoral commission to be in the witness box. All these motions, and they were all unanimous. 9 justices of the Supreme Court, 7 justices of the Supreme Court, sitting on a case, and all of them ruling unanimous in all the applications. Not even a single dissent. How can 7 justices think the same way in about 9 different applications? So that thing that happened, it is not only Dr. Dominic Ayine who seems to have issues with that. There are several people who have raised questions about how all these motions filed by the applicant in this matter or the petitioner in this matter were dismissed unanimously. Emma, Nkufo Krano, the social media, a unanimous FC in United States. It was a worrying situation which you cannot discuss the outcome of the 2020 general election petition case at the Supreme Court without mentioning it. Because even if people have any notion of bias, which people cannot confirm, these incidents in some way confirm the notion of bias of the Supreme Court. And there is no law that says to say, if as a lawyer or a party to a case, you go to court and a judge exhibits clear signs of bias, you can't point it out even during the trial or after the trial. As we speak, in the Dr. Opuni trial, he has filed an application at the Supreme Court asking the trial judge to recuse himself from the case because the judge has made comments that seem to, you know, yes, his position or exhibit signs of bias. Is he scandalizing the court for asking the court to recuse the judge because he's biased? No. It's as a matter of right. It is as a matter of right that as a party to a case, if you feel that a judge in a case is being biased, you have the right to call for the judge to recuse himself from the case. Dr. Dominic Ayine was part of the legal counsel of the petitioner in this matter. But he felt, say, as a counsel to the petitioner, there were instances where he felt, say, the independence and objectivity of the court did not fully reflect in the rulings and the outcome of the case. He has a right to point it out as a lawyer. And I don't see how those comments scandalize the court. If anything at all, if the court felt, say, maybe Dr. Dominic Ayine, as a lawyer, misunderstood the rulings of the court, it is almost on the court to provide clarity to the ruling, so that nobody has any doubt in their minds about the judiciary. The judiciary has a constant responsibility to ensure that it engenders trust and confidence. But also we are there now be a criticisms. Not the beer you hold people before the general legal counselor. What you are saying is I did be and will be and come once a mukuma. But the judges are paid from taxpayers' resources.
Obviously, you can critique, but not to the extent of bringing their name into disrepute.
Which part of Dr. Ayene's, comment brings the judge's name into disrepute? Which part did he mention Justice Ayine Yeboah's name? Which part did he mention or a single judge in the case and scandalize him? Which part? He just made a general comment about how all applications filed by the petitioner in this trial was not dismissed by the court. And I am not saying that is a proof of bias, but anybody sitting from afar watching the trial objectively will ask questions. Why are all 7 justices of the Supreme Court in all instances where the petitioner has filed applications have all unanimously dismissed the application without any single dissent in one of the applications? It is a question somebody will ask. That question cannot amount to standardizing the court. That question amounts to scrutinizing the trial, scrutinizing a case that has already been decided by a court. The Chief Justice must tell us which part of the Ghanaian Constitution says after a court decides on the case, you cannot scrutinize the judgment of the court. Which part? And you must also be able to tell us which part of the 1992 Constitution exempts the judiciary from the fundamental freedom of expression accrued to every citizen of this country. He must be able to tell us. But we cannot continue to live in a country where the judiciary seem to have some absolute powers and they are not accountable to anybody, and when they do things that do not augur well, nobody can comment on it or nobody can criticize it. That is not how to build a democratic system. And so this action the Chief Justice is taking is a serious threat to the democracy of this country. And we are happy for the first time somebody is going to test the law. Somebody is going to test the law so that we can settle this matter once and for all. We can settle this matter once and for all. We can criticize. We have a right as citizens to criticize the judiciary. But for a long time, the judiciary, and we have innocent people languishing in prison. We have a number, problems being caused, by decisions of courts and judges, and nobody is asking questions. Nobody is being held accountable. And see, that culture where everybody is afraid to criticize the judiciary is not good for our democracy. And the judiciary must continuously open itself up for criticism, for reform, and for decent opinion about the decisions that you take as a court. That is only when we can improve the justice administration in this country.
Aja Medasianope.
Kwame Mr.
OKFM 101.7.